Hello there, my name is Eladrium, and welcome back to Bedrock. And in this episode, we are getting evicted. Yes, that's right, the innkeeper of the enchanted table has let us know that our time in his attic and taking up every other room in his inn has come to a close. Apparently we aren't paying him enough. So he's let us know that it's time to move out of this beautiful little starter base that we have for us and spread our wings and move into something a little bit bigger for us. Now, of course, the real reason is that we have simply outgrown our starter base and we really need to move into something a little more permanent. And we're heading over here to our mansion area where we have finally finished up the interior of it. I spent a lot of time off camera in preparation for this episode, really kind of finishing everything up over there. So I wanted to give you guys the first view tour. Our starter area is absolutely gorgeous. I've loved every minute of it. It is one of the most beautiful bases I've ever built, but all things must come to a close. We need to start decorating other parts of this area, and if we aren't living there, we aren't decorating it. So we're gonna go in and take a peek inside at the newly decorated and very beautiful interior of our mansion. So without further ado, welcome home. Yes, I am very, very happy with how this turned up. Do you remember this? This was just a big gaping hole. We just had our villagers over here on the left. Yeah, those close automatically too. And look at this, all spruced up and dandied and fancied up. Oh, I'm pretty pleased with this. One, and got myself some mangrove logs and made a fun little pattern here, I think, with the space that I had. Waterlogged these staircases in stone and they turned out quite nice. Have ourselves a nice little sitting area over here, but let me give you the tour. Over here, we have the crystal room, and yeah, basically I ran out of ideas for a room, so I just placed a couple of crystals in here, and then they kind of just grew and get out of control. Word of advice, don't leave your crystals unattended. These amethyst shards have a mind of their own, and they will eat and consume everything. Don't worry, I will deal with it a little bit later. But coming over here to the main room, we have three gorgeous stories here with kind of a wrapping spiral staircase. Let me go ahead and walk up this first side. Obviously, we have our villagers over here. You all know that. That's where we've been doing all of our trading. But coming over here to the right side, we have ourselves a cozy little library that we can do all sorts of research in, whether we're writing ourselves a new book, checking the time, exploring these new cities, or just looking around and exploring the wilderness through our spyglass. Really love how this place turned out. Very kind of cozy in here. But we can also see down on our balcony over our main ledge. Lots of little pieces of eye candy that I've kind of sprinkled around to really make this place feel just a little bit more alive and a little more regal and lived in. But over here we have a short little spiral staircase that goes all the way up, and this is fun. This is really fun. Look at this. You can do this with these banners. Yeah, look at that. It's like having one of those beaded chains, except it's a banner and it doesn't whack you in the face as hard. But over here, we have ourselves our enchanting room. And we also have, because this place isn't spawn safe anymore, tons of cats that spawn, and they literally just run out the window and then run around the side of the house. So we shouldn't encounter any creepers in here because the place is crawling with pet cats. We get a new one about every couple of minutes. Lots of fun coming over there from our villages. But back to our enchanting room. Yeah, nice little cozy place up here. Plenty of storage if we want to store our books or our lapis or anything else. And this is just the best part about this. This is so much fun. I don't know why I didn't think about this before. Really just kind of fun little thing to do. Got a nice little sitting area over here by our bookshelves that if we want to have a cup of tea in the morning, we can. But over here, we have ourselves 4 smaller little bedrooms. Over here, what is the light blue one? We have, well, it looks like a baby's crib, and now that I've seen it, I can't unsee it. But we have a nice little study over here for any guests that may come over here and may want to do some writing, some light reading over here. Plenty of storage space in here as well to decorate as we might see fit for our guests. But coming on over here, we've got 2 other smaller rooms in our mansion. I was thinking for this, maybe we have like some smaller servant quarters that I don't know, anyone could live in. All of these spaces up here are fully functional with barrels, so we needed to store some extra stuff up here for our guests. We absolutely could. Green room over here. Again, kind of a smaller servants' quarters, just a place for a bed and a barrel and just a couple of small little trinkets here and there. And then a little larger double bed where if we have any more important guests that need some little more space, they can come in here. But very cozy little spot in here for any guests that we may have, and I'm pretty happy with this mangrove door as well. But finally, the most important room, well, at least to me, is my new bedroom where I will actually be sleeping in now moving forward, I hope, rather than that small little inn that we had over at the innkeep. So let me give you the tour of this as well. Doing the same thing with the little banners. Yeah, so much fun, but nice, big, cozy area. This is so much better than that little cramped inn that we have. Have our trinkets and our doodads all kind of scattered across. Nice little walk-in closet for us to store some of our more important valuables. Triple King California size bed that has a nice window overlook. Yeah, just don't jump on the bed. Lots of little decorations scattered here. Over here we got a table with, some more doodads to show off. A nice cozy fireplace with some water boiling. And just overall, a super comfortable place. Hi. Yeah. Yep. There we are. Now, I am super self-conscious about the interior of things because I like all of my interiors to be functional and useful. So I hope you enjoy this new interior that we have here. But wait, there is a few more things. Yeah, these are some more cats that we have here. I'm going to get that cat achievement at this point. It's going to be so easy in this space. But up here in our attic, we even decorated this space and kind of have ourselves an overgrown, kind of cozy attic here. Over here, we have ourselves a super smelter array. This is a super powerful system. You see, you just put your items in because it has no redstone attached to it because I ran out of space. But it's okay. I don't think I'll be using that. But yeah, nice little cozy spot over here. Got ourselves some target practice, little archery things if we ever want to practice up here. And then just some generalized storage to make it look like we just have things kind of stacked up. All of this is fully functional if we wanted it to be. But yeah, just overall, just a nice cozy place where we can store all of our goodies and anything else that we may want. Yep, even got ourselves a minecart harper here. I really think that this attic turned out really, really well. There's just a lot of small little details in here. But, I mean, let's be honest, the most exciting part about this is that floor pattern right there, right? Who does not want beautiful beams in their house that look like this? Yep, that is just the most important thing right there. And nothing else about this mansion matters. This is the most important thing. But wait, there is still more. If we come down here to the basement, yeah, so we have this little area that I haven't decorated yet because I'm not quite sure what to do down here. So, just ignore it. You didn't see any of this. I'll do something with that. I just don't know what I'm supposed to do with the space under the floor yet. But down here in our real basement, where we have all of our chests, we have ourselves a fully functional item sorter. This is one big item sorter. I think I'm going to move all my items over here. But into the right, got ourselves a nice little barrel room where, we may store any of our drinks that we may have for any of our ceremonies or great halls. And as you can see, the folks pouring them normally, well, they've had the few spills. So I'm going to have them come in here and clean up some of that mess. But over here on the left, we also have ourselves a place where we can finally harvest nether wart if we ever need to make any more potions. But yeah, that is our mansion that we will be moving into very shortly. But you may be asking ourselves, what are we actually going to plan on doing today? Well, I am so glad you asked because today we need to get ourselves some more beacons, or at least some more wither skulls to make those beacons. And I have a plan to get all of the wither skulls and all of the beacons that we are ever going to need in our world. And if you remember back, I think this was maybe episode 3, we came all the way to this nether fortress, and this is where we originally got all of our wither skulls and blaze rods and everything that we needed. So what we're gonna do here is completely transform this entire fortress into one that we control and dictate the spawn terms of. Yes, the only thing that's going to be scarier in the nether is going to be us, because we are going to make this a place that we completely control, have complete ownership of, and basically prevent anything from spawning in it. So let me walk you through what the plan looks like to do that, and then we will get started on this incredible transformation that we're about to make to this fortress. And to make this incredible transformation, we're gonna get ourselves a ton of half slabs right here. And in Bedrock Edition, these half slabs, when used in the bottom slab position, will basically prevent anything from spawning. There are a couple things that may occasionally spawn depending upon where the player's at, but on the whole, when these are set down, you don't need to spam the entire area with torches. You can just set all these down and this will prevent things from spawning. So what we're going to do is go over this entire nether fortress because I want this entire area spawn safe and place these half slabs down. So I've got a lot of hallways to go through. So let me get this place spawn safe and then I'll show you the real magic. So at this point, I have a good portion of the interior already half slabbed and spawn safe. So the next objective is to completely level this terrain. Now I'm leveling this area over here because when I'm looking at the spawn spots, there's actually more spawn areas over here in these long corridor hallways than there actually are on those long jutting archways that kind of extend out over the lava plane. So we want to capitalize on each of those spawn spots and get as many as we can inside of an area that we can link to a single nether portal. So I've already looked in a creative world to kind of identify where those are and have kind of picked out this area over here. So we need to completely flatten all of this terrain, get it nice and smooth, cover up everything we don't want spawning with half slabs, and then we can mark out where our spawn spots are. Now, this is inside of a creative world, just so that I can kind of show you how this works. We basically have a command block here that's going to spawn a whole bunch of creatures, specifically withers, over this area here, and then it's going to instantly kill them and replace their spawn spot with a diamond block. And this is going to be the exact position that our withers are spawning in, because that's what we want to get in our wither farm. So as you can see here, there are 3 spots right there where a wither can spawn naturally inside of this area. There's another one right there. I'm just going to let this script run just for a little bit so we have all of these spots marked out, and this is going to tell me exactly where I need to place our nether portals so that we can have these mobs teleported into the overworld. Now, in Bedrock Edition, a mob is always going to spawn kind of on the northwest corner of a block. If you're looking down at this right here, this is the top right. That is the spawn point. And you can kind of see that right here where those mobs really kind of just originate in that spot. So we're going to place our portal on the block on top of that, the row on top of where these blocks are spawning. And as you can kind of see here, this is going in a pretty grid pattern. There's nothing really kind of jutting out on one side of another. Everything really kind of lines up. So we can make our nether portals either as short or as long as they need to be to really kind of capitalize on where we want to capture our mobs and get them sent through. And the last component that really makes this work is the new 1.19 spawn mechanic. In 1.19, mobs can now spawn inside of these nether frames and will now spawn under the correct lighting conditions that a nether portal gives off. Previously, you couldn't quite get them to spawn because the nether portals were too bright. So now they are dim enough that mobs will spawn right kind of here in the corner immediately, because they're kind of standing on the edge there. We'll hit that portal frame and immediately be sent all the way into the overworld for us, which will clear the mob cap here in the nether for us. And after a lot more work, we now have ourselves a completely safe nether fortress. Yes, that's right. There is nothing that now can spawn inside of this nether fortress outside of spaces that we have identified and predefined. So the only thing that's going to spawn in here when we're standing on top of these nether portals up in the sky inside of our spawn sphere is going to be our withers and our blazes and our magma cubes and a couple other mobs, but they're going to send immediately to the overworld. And now basically we can do whatever we want with this nether fortress. And just to demonstrate how powerful this farm is, in the 30 minutes or so that I've been spawn proofing the nether fortress side, this is all of the mobs that have spawned and appeared and been sent through our portal. Yes, that is a lot of mobs. That is a lot of blazes. And we're going to have lots of fun when we throw these guys inside of a mob grinder. I think we're going to place a trident killer of some kind and then just sit by it with a looting 3 sword, and we should get hundreds of drops from all of these guys. But the real treat that we're after is down here in the water. Do you see all these? Those aren't drown. Those are wither skeletons, and they have been ejected out of our portal because Bedrock doesn't have entity cramming. It has entity explosion. So when too many mobs get together, they just kind of explode everywhere. But this is what we are after. We are going to be collecting all of these guys, putting them in a kill chamber of their own, and then collecting each and every one of their skulls. So I'm hoping by the time we are done with these guys, we will have hundreds of wither skeleton skulls that we can use to summon the wither, and hopefully we will have all of the beacons that we need and nether stars. That this will pretty much be a one and done farm. And if you ever wanted to know what a gas fireball looks like, it looks like that. And it really hurts when it hits you. And now that we verified our portals are linked, the only thing left for us to do is to build our overworld kill chamber. And to do that, we're going to do a time lapse. So why don't you sit back, relax, enjoy the music, and I'll show you what a kill chamber is going to look like. Quick time lapse later, we finally have ourselves our overworld kill chamber, and this thing is completely kitted out with hopefully everything that we need, and I am so excited to finally have it done. Now, the only thing left to do, of course, is test it, and nothing's gone wrong this episode yet, so at the moment you know more than me, so we're gonna need to find out whether it actually works or not. And to do that, we're going to AFK both in the nether and then jump back into the overworld side within chunk load distance of this contraption. And hopefully after about maybe 30 minutes or an hour, we should have plenty of mobs that'll fall down into our mob grinder that we can grind up. And then we can see just how effective we are at getting wither skulls from them. So let's fire this contraption up, give it a shot for the first time, and hope that nothing goes wrong. Things have gone wrong. Things have gone very somewhat-ish wrong, though I guess it could be worse, that we could have mobs everywhere. This is about 4 hours of mobs pouring in from the nether, and as you can see here, we've got things everywhere, mobs everywhere, frame rate's really, really bad, but we do have wither skeletons. So I'm going to run these through the Trident Killer with looting 3 and see what we get. And with all of those mobs cleared up, we can finally evaluate what kind of went wrong. And the thing that went wrong is that I have this entire farm the wrong direction. You see, it should be aligned west to east, not east to west, because mobs want to spawn on the west side of portals. Right now, all of the mobs are being pushed out this side. I want the wither skeletons to be pushed out that side, and all the other mobs to kind of fall the other direction. So basically, I need to flip this entire portal around so that the wither skeletons fall down into the pit I have for them and get sorted out. But we can just take a little look over here. The farm worked pretty okay. There's a couple of things that really didn't work that well, like this trap here. This trap that I had for them was really unnecessary and didn't work, and there's a couple of other levers over here with the snowballs that kind of broke as well that were meant to push them out. But I think overall we have ourselves a good starting contraption right here that should cover everything that we need. We just need to perfect it probably in another round and then obviously get it flipped around. But let's go ahead and jump down here and take a look-see at what our haul is. I'm hoping that we actually got a decent amount. So right here is our wither skulls. Look at that, 33 wither skeletons just from a Trident Killer. And that's just from AFKing. That is not too bad. That is not too bad at all, if I do say so myself. However, 33 skulls? Please, that will only get us 11 beacons. I need more beacons than that. I want every single spot in my world to be safe with beacons and haste and all the other goodies. So to do that, we're going to fix this farm, flip it around, and then we're going to use another secret to get us tons of wither skeleton skulls. And that secret is going to be charged creepers. All right, we have now flipped this farm around, got everything sorted out, and AFK'd a little while. As you can see here, we've got plenty of mobs that have spawned in. Just gonna give things a quick little check up here, make sure that everything's hunky-dory. We're gonna shoot all of our wither skeletons out here to the side. Just knock out these magma cubes right there. So I don't know if you can see down there. I can. There are tons of wither skeletons that just got pushed out there along with a ton of other mobs. Gonna activate this mob grinder right here. It looks like we got a few actually that snuck in, but this trident killer will make super duper quick work of them. And then we'll just kind of hack away at the rest of them right here to get all of our other drops that we may need. So yep, as you can see here, super duper quick way of grinding up hundreds upon hundreds of mobs. Tons of magma cubes, tons of piglins and blaze, and pretty much anything else is going to be down here. And this trident killer, one of my favorite things I ever have. It makes super duper quick work of pretty much anything that we throw at it. And yeah, we're gonna get rid of everything here because these little guys, when they sneak out, they like to hurt you. And I don't want any surprises when we're gonna do what we're gonna do next. So got that shut off. We're gonna climb up here and make sure that everything looks good down in this little chamber. And across this bridge over here, we've got ourselves some charged creepers that I've spent a very long time collecting. And here are all of our mobs that we have. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna walk over there. We're gonna press a button. We're gonna get a charged creeper that gets loaded in, sent across. It's going to drop down right next to it. Then we're gonna blow it up. And charge creepers have a super unique, fun little factor that when you blow them up next to a mob, they cause those mobs to drop their heads if they have one. So we're gonna come over here real quick, if I can get up. And being super duper careful, I wanna make sure I have my full health, make sure I have my totem on me because this is gonna get messy super duper quick. And I'm gonna light this guy on fire. Yep. Don't cuddle him. And there we go. And what's the verdict after 30 minutes? Take a look here. Ooh, 34 skulls. That's not bad. That's about a skull a minute. That's pretty good drop rates for a wither skeleton farm, I think. Yeah, pretty happy with that. So because we're using charged creepers, the only thing we have to do to kind of put this place back together is place some obsidian back that may have blown up, fix a few tracks that may have dropped off, and then make sure the slime box is in place. And then other than that, should be good to go now. So what I think I'm gonna do is put this farm to use, AFK here for a couple of hours at a time, get ourselves a dozen more cycles of this so we have plenty of wither skeleton skulls. Hoping to have at least a couple of stacks between this and the other 30 some odd that we have. I think we've already got a stack. And I do just want to check up here to see if any more skulls dropped real quick. I don't know if we're going to have a lot, but we might have just a couple. So let's drop down here. Oh yeah, there's a couple right there. Didn't get sucked in the hopper. 37 plus 3, so that's 41 total. Yeah, not too bad drop rates. I think overall I'm pretty happy with where we stand with this farm now. So I think what I'm gonna do is run this farm for a couple of hours at a time for maybe 6 or 7 more cycles and see how many skulls that we get in total. Should be pretty effective at the rates that we're dropping out now. But that is gonna be all the time that we have for in this episode. I think in our next episode, what we will do is get ourselves some beacons and make every single part of our base and farms and industrial district super duper safe with healing and all the other benefits that beacons will give us. But like I said, that's going to be all the time that we have for today. If you like this video, please consider leaving a like, leaving a comment, or maybe even subscribing, as it really does help the channel. But that's a lot I have for you today. As always, thank you so much for watching, and remember, you are always welcome on Bedrock, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.